Chris Sims has the Baltimore Ravens with their 2 first-round picks, number 31, courtesy of the Kansas City Chiefs, taking at 27, edge rusher Azeez Ojulari of Georgia, and then Alex Leatherwood, tackle from Alabama, at 31. You'll find out in about 15 minutes where the PFT mock has the Ravens going.
Ooh, Johnny Mock Draft is here today.
There could be some overlap between yours and ours. We'll find out in about 15 minutes. Before then, let's find out what Coach John Harbaugh had to say on the Rich Eisen show about Lamar Jackson's future with the team. Here's Coach Harbaugh.
I could walk across the hall right now and ask Eric, but I'm quite sure that can I make that guarantee right now on your show?
Yes.
Just we'll fill the vacuum up right now.
Okay.
His 5th-year option will be picked up.
Okay.
Guarantee it. That's as good as the Jim Harbaugh guarantee in 1986.
Another time Bo chewed him out, I'm sure. Back in the day. So there's nothing to the fact that this hasn't happened to this point in time.
Nothing. There's nothing to the fact. No.
Because everybody is waiting for the time where a team will utilize the fact that a quarterback being on the first iteration of a contract, allowing you to have more salary cap space and just going ahead, despite how talented the quarterback that you have drafted before and how successful he may be, to just give that a whirl in team building and championship building. And obviously you and the Ravens are such at the forefront of analytics in this world, and people are looking at you as thinking maybe you might actually be the first team to try something like that. But that is not going to happen with Lamar.
No. His 5th-year option is going to get picked up. He's definitely going to be our quarterback. So that's the plan, absolutely.
Okay, there's a donut hole there that was completely ignored.
What?
Well, you can pick up the 5th-year option and then let him go after that.
Yeah, I know.
You don't. It's not 4 years or none after that. You can picking up the option is not the same as giving him an extension. Now, if you really wanted to make news yesterday, John Harbaugh on the Rich Eisen show or elsewhere, what you should have said was we've signed him to an extension. That's the real question here. Picking up the 5th-year option is a no-brainer. You're not going to let him go after 4 years. He's not Mitch Trubisky. He was the freaking MVP. You're keeping him for 5 years. I'm not saying that this means that the Ravens are considering drafting a quarterback this year or next year and doing the Bucky Brooks suggested scenario of treating it like college football and graduating your quarterback and replacing him with another one. I'm fascinated by the prospect of that. I just don't think you do it with Lamar Jackson, and you definitely don't do it by not picking up his 5th-year option. Of course you're picking up his 5th-year option. Of course you are. The question is, how much does he want beyond year 5? Are you willing to break the bank like you did for Joe Flacco? And that didn't really work out for the Ravens all that well when they broke the bank twice for Flacco. And is there, given Lamar Jackson's playing style, a reason to replace him with another quarterback who can do the same things he does and just keep going every 4 or 5 years, and another quarterback. Right. But just the fact that they're picking up the 5th-year option doesn't pull the plug on that debate. You excite him to a long-term contract, that's what pulls the plug on the debate.
Yeah, that'll end the discussion. I think, John was probably trying to say that, like, he's going to be our quarterback at the very end. I mean, at least that's what I kind of took at that, is like, that's where it's going. Don't expect any, like, crazy thing. Now, hey, Bucky Brooks, the conversation he brought up, like, about, how you explained it, hey, it's interesting. It's a great point. I think there's something to that to a degree. Now, the other thing, too, here is, again, with this offense specifically, listen, Lamar Jackson's special. As good as Justin Fields is at running the ball and Trey Lance at running the ball, let me just make this clear. It ain't like Lamar Jackson coming out, all right? Lamar Jackson's running was on a whole nother level. I think people have forgot that here 4 or 5 years down the road. Now everybody just thinks he'll be like Lamar Jackson. Oh, you mean like one of the greatest runners we've ever seen in the open field in history? Wow, we can just pin that to these guys now. No. So that's one thing to take into account here. Bucky Brooks' thing, though, is real. I think if you get a situation where the quarterback hasn't definitely solidified himself as a big-time player, a.k.a. going back to what you always said with Jared Goff. Like, that would be the scenario. Yeah, the team was good, but come on, any human watching can really see he's not that special. Let's make the move and do it. This one's different to me, to where, you know, he's the leader of the football team. He's one of the best players in the league. The team is built around him, and I think this is one you do stick in there with, is what I'm saying. This is not the one where you go, let's abandon ship and get another quarterback and try to do it again with somebody else, I guess is what I'm trying to say, long story short there.
I'll give you one that better fits than Lamar Jackson, because I agree with you. I like the idea from Bucky Brooks.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting for a team to have the intestinal fortitude to say, we're not paying. Just because you're on the pass side of the pass-fail line, we're not paying you.
Yeah.
I think Baker Mayfield is the one that better fits into that box.
I mean, this will be a big year. You're right. We'll see. I mean, again, now, last year was pretty damn good. So, yes, he needs to back that up with another year for us to go, okay, yep, it's going all in the right direction. We're good. We'll pay you money, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, if it's real average, you know, and they find ways to win games despite him and all of those type of things, I hear you, Mike. That could be part of the conversation. There's no doubt about that. But this is a special scenario. And, you know, unlike Joe Flacco, the team was built around the defense then. And I know they have a really good defense now, but the culture of the team and everything they stand for is about Lamar and the running game. And I think that's why they will reward him ultimately here sometime in the near future.
But we can't forget their experience with Joe Flacco.
I know.
And that may cause them to avoid, and the sooner they move, the better, putting themselves in a spot where they're over a barrel like they were in early 2013 after Flacco bet on himself, won the Super Bowl MVP award. They made him the highest paid player in football in early 2013 to even avoid the possibility of the non-exclusive franchise tag and someone offering 2 first-round picks, because there were a couple of teams thinking about that, as crazy as it sounds now. And then 3 years later, because of the cap charges, they had to make him the highest paid player in the NFL again to get out of the cap mess they created the first time around. I don't think they want to do that again.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the challenge, because Lamar Jackson doesn't have a traditional agent. It's going to be a very delicate, difficult negotiation between Lamar Jackson, whoever's advising him, and the Ravens directly to get the right number for Lamar Jackson. And I think they should keep him, but I think that Bucky Brooks' suggestion that in the right spot with the right team, just because the quarterback is panned out doesn't mean you pay him. Maybe you draft another one and keep the train rolling with so many good young quarterbacks coming out every year, as long as you don't pick a lemon.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.